What is up YouTube, it is Matty and welcome to this video. We're going to take a look at LaLoon. So the video title, LaLoon and its many variants, I think what I was trying to portray and what I want to try and get across in this video is that it is a massively versatile attack. I've got the perfect ward to demonstrate it with because Peerback are one of the top rated fair play war clans, as are we. So it's the if there's any place to sort of demonstrate great attacks versus strong bases, now is the time. Hence this little special video. So I hope you guys are gonna. What I want you to do is just sit back, enjoy the different variations I'm about to show you of the simple theory that is LaLoon, and it's a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with it anyway, but I wanted to show you and highlight how alive it still is and how frequently it's actually still used, particularly in arranged wars, more so than Govaho in this war. So we're going to kickstart with Fred. It's so versatile, it can be used with you can be aiming to take down 1 air defense to 3 air defenses with the kill squad. You can be taking in anywhere from sort of 3 to 5 hounds. You can be queen walking. You can be using 1 golem, 2 golems, no golems. You know, it's massively variable, and it depends on the base and just the attacker's preference and what, you know. It's half scout, half preference really. So. Oh. First attack I've gone to show and it's not even one. Right, Andrew, first guy. So you can, there's so many different ways you can mix it as well. Lots of haste spells work, rage obviously always work, but zap quake does work as well because you can eliminate an air defense. And what Andrew actually achieves in this video and in this attack is a successful queen walk to eliminate 1 threat, and zap quake to get another threat, which will be the central air defense, and then uses the king to get the 3rd air defense. So the queen walk will get rid of the queen, the CC troops, and then he's essentially left with 1 air defense and a boatload of loons, 18 to be precise, which is ridiculous. And it all comes down to the value of the walk. Can you do the queen walk and keep her healthy enough to not need to not need a load of rage spells? And does that leave you enough rage spells for the loons, etc.? But I'll show you how the attack pans out anyway on this one, because this shows. This is one of the more complicated kill squads because you've got several things happening. Zap quake on 1 AD, queen on another AD, and the queen and the CC kill, etc. And then the king charge on the other. But look at this, a mini charge for the queen going straight inside the base, bit of funneling with the minions and the wizard, and just guiding that queen inside. You can see the 1 rage spell there to just help her get inside. She's going to enter 3 or 4 point defense on her at one time, which is always a bit risky. Couple of loons here, but all he needs to do is survive this little bit. Pops the ability just to help out, and there is a golem in the clan castle, but she will deal with that. She's going to take that AD down first, and you can see here a couple of giants to distract. Couple of wall breakers to break in, king down, and he's dropped in such a position where he's naturally going to go inside the base. And that's all he needs to do is go in there and get the air defense. With that Expo not even able to help defend, it's pretty much a sure thing with the level 25 king that he's going to be fine to go in and get that AD. That Tesla did do a little bit of a worry, but already 2 air defenses dealt with pretty much, and an Expo. Going to do the zap quake pretty soon, and then you can see how many zap quake should happen pretty quick. There we go, and you can see how quickly he's actually efficiently he's taken 3 air defenses down, and just dropping those hounds and loons in now to try and finish up the rest of those defenses. Unfortunately, that wizard tower survived. I would have also dropped a couple more loons on that Expo. Separate the loons a little bit on the wizard tower, but it didn't matter. He's got so many loons that he's just able to dominate the attack. The hound is still alive. It is going to pop, and there we go. Loads of cleanup troops left, loads of loons left, and this shows one of the more complicated sides of LaLoon. The base typically calls for it. So yeah, great scout there to do that mini charge mixed with the king charge mixed with the zap quake, and then leaving that 1 AD. It was just a really nice attack. Going to show you something completely different now, which is number I think it's 26 with MK. So as I was saying, this one, no queen charge, no healers there, or queen walk. Zap quake, yes, there is a zap quake. Lots of haste spells though, so 5 haste to be exact. And there might be a golem in the clan castle. Let's have a little look at the attack and what he's trying to achieve from the kill squad. Because the kill squad value, if the queen is really accessible, you might just want to send your king and queen straight onto her and get her down. And then that means you're using no troop space, and then you can just do a full LaLoon. So let's have a look at what's going on. Giant to distract a bit at the start. Wall breakers in it. It just about got there, to be fair. That was really close. King down now. He's going to go and get the queen, and you can see here. Basically, I'm going to pause now. Very minimal troops have been used to get to this point in the raid. Just spells and just heroes, really, with a giant and a couple of wall breakers. That is it. And he's already got the queen down. He's got 1 air defense down. So now he's got, I assume, 4 hounds to take down 3 air defenses, and that's it. Loads of haste spells to just push those loons in, and this is a completely different styled LaLoon attack. But every LaLoon has elements of similarity, particularly hounds and loons. And the hounds and loons have very similar deployment strategies, I guess, in whatever you've done with the kill squad. As in, you need to be able to use the loons to target the defenses. You need the loons to path well. You need the hounds to soak up all the traps and all the damage and pretty much everything. And tank for those loons. That's their purpose. The hounds have got very weak damage. You want them to pop, you want them to explode and produce those pups, because they make brilliant cleanup troops. But you want to protect those pups. But the main thing you want to do is protect the loons. Brilliant use of that single loon there as well to soak up all that wizard tower damage, and mean that that main group of loons that are down here are not taking all that splash damage, and they're not all going to end up dead. So if that single loon there just made an absolute massive difference to that attack. But yeah, getting familiar with how many loons to drop on each defense. Typically, it's 2 to 3 per defense is typical. However, it is highly dependent on the base and how you want the loons to move through it. Wrong one here. Not too far away from a LaLoon though, because it was very dominant in the war. This one's called Penta LaLoon, okay? This is very much more traditional. You've got 5 hounds and 19 loons, so a lot of hounds and a lot of loons. Typically, the rule is, as you know, the amount of air defenses +1 is your hound quantity you should have, and then anywhere from 13 to 20 loons is common. The higher up, the easier it is. And all that's happening here, king and queen to take down the enemy queen and the clan castle troops. Poison spell to help out with that. If those 3 things are achieved and you've got a good smooth LaLoon deployment, with like 2 rage spells probably, because he'll use a rage spell for the kill squad, he is laughing. Couple of wall breakers to help his kill squad in. The king is tanking, so the wall breakers will get straight in. There it is, king on queen. King is done. Should get the CC pull. It is a golem. It's not going to affect the LaLoon in the slightest, so he can just basically carry on with the rest of the raid. And he could have already started LaLooning, and there it is. 2 hounds down to make sure that they survive at least long enough, because there's likely to be traps there. 3rd hound's already down, and there you can see just a couple of loons on each of those defenses. Going to want to start considering rage and haste soon. Probably a rage spell over that expo might be there you go, look. Going to consider 4th hound soon, I would have thought, at least. Haste spell there to push that hound through, you can see. And loons pushing through as well. Fifth hound going to want to consider soon. There it is, look, and a couple of loons on each of those defences. Again, it's a very simplistic style of attack. But it's a very difficult one to get the timing right, and that is the main thing. It comes down to practice, and what I would advise you guys to do, by the time you watch this video the update will have dropped and friendly battles will be out. Use friendly battles to practice your LaLoon deployment, because it's so potent of a strategy. I know a lot of you guys will be ground only, because I've been ground only, and if you guys have used me as a learning resource, maybe you're sticking in the go over home mindset as well. Don't expand your horizons. Think about strategies like LaLoon. I've been failing quite a bit recently. Bases are more geared up to defend against Valkyries than they are LaLoon typically these days, and I think we're gonna you might find that if you get to practice a bit of LaLoon, that you actually find it's a very effective strategy as well. Next one we're going to look at is Narco, and this is a cold-blooded LaLoon. It's called very traditional, very a sort of a mainstream strategy. Back in the day, this strategy goes back a long time. Single golem to funnel, wizards to help get that funnel as well, and the golem's there to distract, allow those wall breakers to break in, allow the queen to set up, and all he needs to get is one air defense and the queen kill. And you can see by the entry point, both of those should be achievable quite well, obviously, and the CC kill as well. King's doing a good work here, got the queen down. King ability now to go and get that other air defense down, that's achieved. Poisons to slow down the CC troops, that's all looking good, and the CC are going to go for the queen, and they're going to move through the poison, and they're going to die. So everything's been achieved. Anything now is a bonus, and any of those arch towers going down is great, and it's all just lovely bonus work happening here. You don't need anything else to happen now other than the smooth LaLoon deployment. 2 hounds on the first air defense is very common, and you can see pushing those loons through, using the haste and the rage in nice spots. Rage, thinking where it's going to be, maybe for the expo, maybe between the air defenses. Both would be fine choices. Maybe the hastes between the air defenses and the rage to help take down those Teslas and expo quickly. Yeah, you can see haven't even really studied these raids. I'm just so sort of familiar with it. It all sorts to make sense. Yeah, in how it works. And look at this. It's just so many hounds and loons and pups and everything left. Usually you want to take at least one wizard as a cleanup. Typically 2, but if you time everything right, your hounds will pop and it'll work out okay anyway. But the point is, the point of this video is there's massive variations in LaLoon. There's very different deployment styles, kill squad styles, and a lot of you might be slightly overwhelmed by it. Like when do you drop a zap quake? When do you do a cold-blooded, go for one air defense? And that's the biggest question. Typically, it's when you find an entry point where you can get, if there's a queen next to an AD, it helps. And you can see here a single golem. There's not that much point defense over there, so a single golem's looking pretty strong so far. Rage spell there, and the jump spell will get into that queen. So dropping that king late, getting that queen kill and that air defense kill, it looks smooth. There is minions in the CC, but poison will take care of those. So again, finding that entry point and finding how to get an air defense and a queen down, or if the queen's very accessible, maybe you want to just penta LaLoon it. If the queen's by an air defense, cold-blooded LaLoon works very well. If it's a more complicated or strange layout, that's when the stranger sort of strategies come out, where you know, using the queen walks. Another one, in a queen walk you can get 2 air defenses quite easily by breaking into a compartment, by doing a little charge or something like that. If 2 air defenses are reachable from one compartment, then you've got an opportunity to do a charge with the arch queen with some healers, and then just do a separate king kill for the king on queen for that. Charges work quite well because with healers, you're going to make it so you can get the CC kill quite comfortably as well. there's just so much, so many options, and what it comes down to is what as an attacker you want to do and what the base is sort of telling you. All comes down to that scout working out where the air defences are, where the queen is. I'm just guessing that we're in LaLoon attacks now, and we still are in this war. It's so heavily used. Another 4 air defences, quite spread apart. A couple of loons down at the start. This will be the last one now. I'm sort of reached a natural endpoint, I guess. Golem down, and there is an air defense next to that queen, you can see. So a perfect time for a cold-blooded LaLoon. Problem is, it's there's a lot of damage on the golem at the start, but he's used the queen to help take down the enemy queen quite early, and now he's looking pretty good. Minions in the clan castle again, that seems to be a common theme. Poison will help take care of those, and look at this king on king happening here. Will he get that air defense? Looks like he will, and there it is, achieved. CC done, queen done, and the air defense done. So it's in a similar compartment. So again, it shows that was the natural attack strategy for that one. We don't need to see the rest because we know what's going to happen. I'm just going to have a look if Mruxim does more of a drag attack. Just going to flick through this war, see if there's any other LaLoons I can pull from it. That's a golem avalanche. I don't know if we're going to find any more. But it was a great mix of oh, here we go, actually. Oh, what have I done? Just found one then, which was actually mixing in some Valkyries into the kill squad, which again, another nice little addition and demonstration of the variation you can get with the attacks. Was it 17? No, it was 16, sorry. I come across so unprofessional, but I think, well, people, I guess you guys have learnt to accept that by now, but it's fine. Okay, so here we go. Using Valkyries in this one. So Valks are typically used when you need to add, when you're trying to do quite a bit of, there's quite a lot of things you've got to get through, or a little bit of, you're doing a little bit of a further charge, should we say, with the troops. Funnel's been created, entry points there, golem's going down. He's got to take care of that golem. With Valkyries going on it, there's the risk that they're going to lose all that health when the golem pops. So he either does a late deployment on the Valks or a heal spell to complement them. The jump spell's there. The Valk pops the golem pops just happened. Now he drops the Valkyries in, so they're looking good. And here we go. He wants at least 2 air defenses, and the queen here should get it no problem. Gonna get an expo as well, which is helpful. Valks and queen looking good, and the king. And now he's got 3 hounds and 14 loons, which, as we've said in this video, that's a fine number for 2 air defenses to take down, especially since that final expo is on ground anyway. And you can see again, a couple of hounds on that first air defense, 3rd hound on the final one, a couple of loons on each defense, and you've got and this one, good use of rage there just to speed up this part and get to that final air defense, because that's the risk here, that the pathing of those loons onto that final air defense with the sweeper where it was a little bit tricky. So the rage spell there really helped him out. I know my voice is starting to go a bit crazy, but I am losing my voice at the moment, so I sound a lot deeper than I actually normally am. But great finish to this video. Great attack by Dam. LaLoon is potent. It is massively used at the Town Hall 9 game. It's massively used at Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 11 even as well. Particularly in this war, there was a good amount of LaLoon as well. But this video was more focused on the Town Hall 9, I guess. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.